The Grid Life iRacers UK Tour has taken us all over Great Britain. It's time now for the season finale, rounds 7 and 8 of the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour. Welcome to SimTV. My name is Kyle Heyer. Join tonight, finally, with Finney and Dakuna. The last time, Finney, you called any Grid Life action was GLTC down in Road Atlanta at the tail end of August, so you were busy pushing buttons for another league, but you're here for the season finale. I'm going to tell you one thing. These guys in these Miatas, they exude skill, they exude confidence when they drive in these big fields, and honestly, yeah, there's a couple crashes here and there, but this is about the cleanest racing with this size of field that you could possibly have in this simulator. Two 15-minute rounds a night, and one of the more challenging and technical circuits that we've seen. Your expectations for this wild season finale?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty crazy. It's a really tight circuit, all things considered, for these guys, so it should make the racing interesting, especially quite a few different passing opportunities in some weird corners of the track. It's a fairly weird track, I mean, just looking at it.
Yeah, so you mentioned weird. Well, here's the weird thing. This place is, like Sebring, like Silverstone, is built on an old airbase. Now, you wouldn't think that, because looking at places like Hawthorne Bend, that's a huge elevation change, but that's what it used to be, and it's been turned into a quite remarkable racetrack. Now, you mentioned it's a little weird. Yeah, there's a couple corners that are a touch awkward around here, but that's kind of what makes this place fun.
Indeed, this track's hosted also 12 instances of the British Grand Prix from 1964 to 19... I tried looking it up before. I was trying to remember all the time. In the late 1900s, it's hosted the British Grand Prix a few times. Hasn't hosted that F1 cars, but it usually hosted a lot of this type of racing, a lot of turn cars.
So one of the best corners, I think, in racing, period, is turn number 1 here at Brands Hatch. A sharp downhill corner, about 4th gear in this car. The car gets light, you use the curbs, you're going to use all that runoff area and maybe a little bit of gravel trap to help yourself be fast through here. So about ready to get qualifying underway, and a couple drivers to take note of right now. Finney, Robert Hartley, Ken Halseal, DJ Alessandrini, Tom O'Gorman, and more. But taking a look at our point standings, looks like Robert Hartley has been the best of everyone so far. He has 128 points racked up. The next best, Justin Hilly, in the number, I think what number is he in tonight here? He's down the order a little bit, is he not? 7th in the number 48 car. He has 106 points, so it's going to be challenging for him to overcome that deficit, but he's got the opportunity. Last week, the second race, Hartley had a really hard time getting through the field, as did DJ Alessandrini. They both got caught up together in a lap 1 incident, so we'll see if they can overcome that tonight. It's qualifying underway, about 10 minutes, and drivers are going to roll off. And
oh god, it's open qualifying?
I believe it is single car.
Oh, okay.
They get 3 laps, and yes, that seems to be the case.
I thought it was open for a second.
Get that draft and go with it. So as field rolls off, we want to remind you that this is what Grid Life does in the off-season. They finish up their official season a few weeks ago, and they had the Grid Life game night down in Las Vegas at SEMA, and that was a lot of fun. Didn't get to go to that, but this is what everyone does in the off-season. A lot of Grid Life participants, past, present, and future. We know there's a lot of drivers from GLTC that run this series. Eric Catil is one of them, and his 92 Honda Civic SI was one of the drivers that just ended up winning a bunch of the rounds in 2019 in the first year of the Grid Life Touring Cup, and he's going to come back even better next year. But this season in Grid Life iRacers Championship has not been so good. Taking another look at the points, he's down in 7th place, and after how good he was last season, this is a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, looking at the points, I think pretty much looks like Hartley's has everyone. I don't think anyone's really that. I mean, other than Justin Hilly or DJ Alessandrini.
One of those 3 is going to walk away with the championship tonight. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce what's coming up next for this group, so I'm not going to say it, but I can tell you I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's one of your favorite cars. Yeah,
one of my favorite cars, and it's going to be a lot. It's a car that's, I think, as much fun to race as this. This car can be a little frustrating because it relies so much on draft. The next car we're running a little bit less reliant on draft. So, qualifying underway. Eric Catil is out warming up. Ryan Kristoff in the 46, another driver that's had a little bit of a hard time this season, also a GLTC and SCCA runoffs competitor. And he's had some trouble getting the feel of this race car this season, so hopefully when he transfers out to the next car for the next season, he'll find a little bit more success. Now, other drivers that in the real world own Miatas, Ken Halseal is a Miata owner, and he tracks it, autocrosses it, does everything. He's also owned GT350s and pretty much everything in between. And it's been pretty good this season, but got into a little trouble last week at Oulton Park and trying to overcome those mistakes and do a little bit better this time around. And of course, DJ Alessandrini in the number 1 car. He has been really the class of the field in almost everything he's ever run on this network. He won the Spec MX-5 Sim Racing Challenge, won a test in one of those Spec MX-5 cars that he will be doing at Circuit of the Americas in February. He's also won multiple Washington, D.C. Region SCCA championships on the iRacing service. He's won a bunch of these Grid Life iRacers championships as well, but this might be the first time he's gotten overturned, with the exception of the Stadium Super Trucks from over the summer. That doesn't really count. I don't count that.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
I mean, they cut like 9 of the 12 corners that they would run in at Coda, or 9 of the 20 or whatever it was. But, I mean, yeah.
Well, he's definitely okay, I shouldn't say definitely, but looking like he might be definitely overturned in this one if Hartley keeps up his pace.
Yeah, Robert Hartley has been absolutely phenomenal. Both these drivers actually compete with each other in, I think, Big C's MX-5 Challenge. I'm not sure exactly. I think that's Big C's MX-5 Challenge, another league that these guys both run in, and they're pretty much head-to-head every week, no difference here. Jumping down throughout the rest of the field, Justin Hilly this season, we mentioned him earlier. He's second in the standings, I believe. And he's had a phenomenal season. He's been super fast and has put a lot of time into practice, and it has shown off for the 48. He's working his way around, has not yet laid down a time, but you know who has is DJ Alessandrini and the ever-present Tom O'Gorman.
Gorman just now rolling out on the track, getting ready to put his times down.
Well, he's already laid down a time. I think he's resetting for another one here.
Oh. Yeah, so he's currently 6th on the timesheet,
so
everyone else is getting their time.
Tom, earlier in the year, okay, for those that don't know, and if you don't know, shame on you, because you should by this point, Tom races in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge for LA Honda World Racing in his Honda TCR machine. Won a couple races this past season at Daytona and Sebring, was competitive for the majority of the rest of the season other than some reliability issues. He comes over to iRacing and he self-proclaims that he's not very good at this. This is a totally different kind of style of racing, and sometimes you have to treat it kind of like a game. It's a simulator for a lot of people, but it's what you get out of it. For Tom, he's got the real deal, and sometimes this doesn't quite match up, but lately he has found a ton of pace, and he's been rock solid in almost everything he's climbed into, and just needs a little bit of luck. I think the next season's going to be great for him as well. So Tom currently 6th in qualifying, and he's going to get one more lap in before the night qualifying session is over. Other drivers we haven't talked a whole lot about, Bob Dice in the 30, currently 12th on the board of the 140.784. It's 1.8 seconds off pole sitter Robert Hartley. And dropping throughout the rest of the field, Val DiPietro in the 102. Has had a couple pangs of greatness this season. One of them, I think it was Donington that he had a pretty solid run there. So 102 looking pretty, he needs a little bit more work on qualifying right now. He's probably going to come on through and start his second lap. We're right on board here for a lap of Brands Hatch.
To the not-so-straight front straight.
Yeah, this is a wonky front straight. I don't really know where the braking point is for turn 1. It looks like Val's going to kind of bail off of this lap, so it didn't really give me a great idea where he was going to go. But through turn 1, you go downhill, and this is going to be the slowest lap ever. Not good timing.
Going for a pace lap around Brands Hatch.
And then heading into the hairpin, and there's a nice big curb there on the inside, and then off the exit of that corner, head to a couple left-handers before you set yourself up for a long back straightaway known as Hawthorne, leads up to Hawthorne Bend. And on the exit here to driver's right, you're going to see that's kind of grasscrete out there. That is usable runoff that you'll see almost everyone up at the front using, and Val's right back on it now as he heads into the next set of corners.
Whoa, he's going to get a little bit sideways here.
I think he's sliding on purpose. He's just going for some fun. We'll bail off of him. We'll see if anybody else is up to speed. Chris DeShong in the 41. He's been mighty quick in practice, although right now in qualifying he's only laid out a 151, so I have to imagine he's going to go for another lap here.
Going down the hills and going back up again. Very hilly on the back part of this course.
A couple right-handers in the middle sectors. Curbs on the right that you can take. And then down here, penultimate corner, left-hander, or a nice little curb on exit you can use to stop your car from sliding off under the Advan Bridge, and then setting up for the final corner, which puts you back on that short front straightaway. And DeShong right now sitting dead last of the drivers that have put times in, 27th. Jump off the throttle there for a moment. And right back across the start-finish line. What's it going to be for DeShong? It'll be a 1:40.370. Good enough for, I believe, 11th spot. Yes, he'll go P11. Elias Roman in the 99, looking for some confidence lately. He struggled last week in the DC SCCA region SCCA race at Road America in the he was running a GT3 car. No, I don't remember if he was Porsche or GT3. Do you?
No, he was in GT3. He was in a Mercedes, yeah.
Oh, we got Adam Jabay in the house. He's hanging out in the chat. Hey, Adam, can I take my Corolla out on track?
Yeah. No, yeah, he was in a Mercedes GT3, ran out of fuel after underfueling the car.
That's right, yeah. So he's had a rough couple weeks, so he's really looking to turn his night around here. Currently 11th on the board, knocks Chris DeShong back to 12th. Although this is kind of what a lot of these drivers would jokingly refer to as the Larry zone. You're right in the middle of the pack for the start of this race. And again, they're standing start, so there's really nowhere to hide here in the middle of the field. You're not in the top 3 or 4 or 5. You're going to have to pass some cars. And I think really everyone from Jack Tranter in 5th on back, they're going to have to be duking and diving and fighting amongst the rest of the field. Drivers that have not laid down times that I would have expected to. Austin Barnes in the 51 has not gone out. I think he's going to start at the tail of the field. Risky in a 15-minute race. Yeah,
it really is risky. And going the back on a standing start, that's just kind of asking for chaos. But best of luck to him.
So about 1 minute and 25 seconds left in qualifying, and a couple other drivers still making their way around. Kevin Burke in the 87. That's a brightly lit paint scheme he's running here this week. Looks like the scheme that BMW ran in the 24 Hours of Daytona a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're referring to.
It was like the night glow, the Tron looking thing that they did. I think this is a little bit better executed than BMW's was because they got rid of that scheme after a little while. But hey, John D. Allen just went second quick in his number 22. Also a competitor in the Spec MX-5 Challenge in the real world. Has run Global MX-5 Challenge as well and competes in iRacing. And basically an MX-5 king around here, around these parts. And so is Robert Hartley. So for those that don't know how iRacing works, essentially the better off you are, the higher... What are you looking at? You look like you're confused.
Oh, no. His last lap was a 138.9, but I think he had an off track.
Yeah, I don't think it counted. So, as I was saying, in iRacing, you get assigned a skill number, and basically the general gist of it is you finish ahead of drivers that are rated lower or rated as good as you gain I rating. You drop below them, you lose I rating. Well, Robert Hartley is on the first page of all iRacers. There's 50,000 of them, and Robert Hartley's on the first page. His I rating is something to the tune of 9,000. If I take a look, actually, I have access to that data. 9,965, which is like top 10 all time. He's really, really, really good, and that's why he's been so hard to beat, even for a guy like DJ Alessandrini, who's been quick not only in the sim, but also in the real world in GLTC this year.
Yep, and now getting ready for gridding here at Brands Hatch. And we're going to see guys going all the way back to the final turn.
Yeah, this is going to be, again, standing start here. And because of the way the grids line up, that means that the drivers towards the tail of the field have a lot of work to do. And they're going to be, look at Austin Barnes. Look at where he is. You can see the paddock way up there.
Yeah, I don't even think he's the last car. There might be some guys in behind him.
There might be. There's the 444 that is being driven tonight by Ramachandran Managaran, and so he's way back here. There's number 5, Brian Bavona, and more, 27. That's John Nichols in the 27 machine. But up at the front,
we're running out of markers
to
put everyone on.
Up at the front, it's going to be Robert Hartley on pole. He is the points leader coming into tonight. Again, 2 races, 15 minutes apiece. Justin Hilly is going to have to beat Hartley in one, or probably both of them, to beat Robert Hartley in the championship tonight. DJ Alessandrini is 3rd. He's going to start a couple spots behind Hartley, I think on the outside of that front row, or close to it. We're just waiting for the rest of the field to get gridded up. This race will be about 10 laps from start to finish. If you just joined us, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join Sim TV, and we're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We appreciate you joining us for tonight. One more race this week before the Thanksgiving break. That's the DC Region SCCA race from tomorrow night. TCRs and MX-5 at Virginia International Raceway. That'll be right here on Sim TV at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The lights are on, waiting for the green flag to drop. It's Robert Hartley in the 33, all out up front right now. Green flag flies, and we're racing in the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour season finale here at Brands Hatch. Everyone on their toes right now, Finian. Don't make a mistake in turn 1. There's already a car slowing.
Yeah, well, better than most turn ones go at Brands Hatch. Fairly clean for the most part. Up in the front, it's Robert Hartley leading everyone. John D. Allen, DJ Alessandrini, Ken Alseal, and Jack Trancher, your top 5.
Ryan Kristoff in that 46 has had trouble at the starts of these races with so many cars around him. Runs in 21st right now. A lot of work to do, but up the road, there's the 0-2 at Jacob Price. He's taking a look to the inside. but believe that was James Tack in the 72, and right behind him, Bob Dice in the number 30. Drag race down towards Hawthorne.
This is interesting. Again, this back part of the course, not the best place to really be side by side. You can still do it, although it's going to be a little bit terrifying.
Through Hawthorne Bend for the first time, Hartley leads the way. Justin Kelly, brand new to the iRacing service as far as I know. He's off already. So out of the race, Hartley, though, leads the way. John D. Allen closes through the middle sector. Alessandrini's dropped back a little bit. Jack Tranter in 6th.
And Allen thought about maybe making a move up through this right-hander here, coming to the back half of the course, coming to the final few corners.
On the curbs, heavy.
He's all over the 33 of Hartley.
Coming back to complete lap number 1. Haven't really seen a whole lot of chaos yet. I think that's a pretty good sign. Everyone's fairly behaving themselves, I would say.
For now. Hopefully it stays like that, but there you see the first few guys coming through the frame. They see 11 of Tranter trying to make a pass on House-Seal, so that's for 4th place.
If you're passing Ken House-Seal and Miata, you're doing something, and Jack Tranter has been incredibly quick in practice, not only this week, but last week as well. Here he goes, side by side through turn 1, up and over the curbs. Nice, good timing, G-Force. To the inside goes Tranter through turn 2. He's going to use up House-Seal a little bit on exit. Put him out in the grass. Here comes Hilly now with a run down into 3.
Yeah, out of Druids, almost put House-Seal in the grass. He's just going to have to back off, and now here comes Hilly. He's going to be in the grass.
Yeah, a little bit wide there for him. Tom O'Gorman, Rob Wilkinson chasing. Wilkinson sees a hole open. I don't think he's going to go for it just yet, though. Be a little bit patient here in the early going. No rush just yet. Up front, the top 3, the podium drivers, Allen, Hartley, Alessandrini, nose to tail, and Allen has gotten through to the lead.
Not done yet. The top 3 breaking away from the rest of the field.
Nice, neat line, and there is a big gap behind Eric Catil. That's that white and red 82 car in 10th. And Elias Roman in the 99, right in front of Luke for Chris DeShong, Val DiPietro, all fighting for about 12th place here. That is DeShong in that red number 41. Bit of an awkward moment through the kink to get the pass complete.
Yeah, that's the problem going side by side through this part of the course. We've got some cars off.
Carl Toyer in the 94, he's off, as is Ravichandran Managaran in the 444. And how do these guys get together? Let's take a look. I think it was just the 90.
Oh, and the 5 also got a massive amount of damage from that as well.
Yeah, I think the 444 drove in there a little bit deep. Oh, actually, he got kind of turned into. More drama right now as we head back up towards the front. James Kennevan in the 13 has also gone off recently. How did this happen? I think he just returned to the pits. A lot of drivers just resetting, I think.
Yeah, he was smoking going to the pits. He had massive damage. But back up front, it's Allen, Hartley, Alessandrini, your top 3 all together.
There are 40 cars in this field. There's a lot going on all over the racetrack. We're going to stay focused on the lead now. 11 minutes to go. Allen, Hartley, Alessandrini, 1, 2, 3. Behind them, Tranter in 4th. Then it's Ken House-Seal, Justin Hilly, and Tom O'Gorman at the back of this shot. He's got some big left side damage. You know who I'm missing right now, I think, is Rob Wilkinson in the 37. So he's actually gone for a loop, but we have to kind of address the elephant in the room. How did he get turned around? Was there contact with he and Tom O'Gorman potentially?
Well, looking at their damage, might have been.
And let's.
Something.
Here's another look. Whoa, yeah, we got to go back a little farther. Here's a look. There's the 37. He was right behind Justin Hilly. Maybe he gets loose, and this is before Tom had the damage, so I think these two are going to get together. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He was loose, and then that's where Tomo got into him. John D. Allen still hangs on the lead. Hartley in 2nd. Alessandrini 3rd. Tranter, though, closing in from 4th.
I was going to say Tranter, House-Seal, and Hilly are all closing in on the leaders. So it's pretty much a 6-car pack to the front, away from everyone else.
As these front 3 tried to pull away, they really have not been able to. Bob Dice has recovered back to the pits, along with a couple other drivers. We're down about 7 from where we started. I think Tomo's a little far back in 7th place, but everyone really 6th on forward has a shot to win this. And if Hartley finishes 2nd in this, it's going to be extremely difficult for Hilly to win this championship in any way. So I think it's pretty much Hartley's to lose right now.
We have some lap traffic up ahead.
It's about to get real interesting.
Yeah, this is, again, really a lot of the passing zones on this track are the first and pretty much the last 2 corners. The middle part of this track is really hard to try to set up the pass. It's very much a rhythm section where you kind of follow the leader. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of action from these guys through those parts of the track, at least at this point. Maybe on the final lap.
And getting by, that is, I believe, the 94 of Carl Toyer. Yes, it is. So they get on through easily. I think that's Max Toyer, actually. I think it's Hard might be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw the Carl in front of him.
Yeah.
And,
a couple other drivers resetting back to the pits. And Hartley trying to lean on John Allen, but Alessandrini is making all sorts of mistakes. See him go way wide on corner exit there. Grass all over the tires of the one.
Same thing out of Hawthorne, too. Allen made a mistake in the grass as well. So a lot of guys in the front making some mistakes here. Hartley, though, on course and looking like he might have a chance to take the lead.
Look at all these guys dirt tracking it.
I was going to say, it's not rallycross.
It sure isn't, but they're going to make it look like it. And they've officially brought in Jack Tranter and Ken Houseal into this fight, closing in halfway through, and the leader's off. He dropped a wheel in the final corner. Hartley's going to be under attack here, or Allen, rather, will be under attack from Hartley.
He's going to really high incident counts once this race is over to keep this up. Down into turn one again.
It's like dropping off a cliff down into turn one. Look at the elevation change here. And every single car outside of those red and white curves. I'm sure the marshal's looking at that and saying naughty, naughty, but that's how you run the track here.
I was going to say, that if you're not doing that, you're not really pushing hard.
Every inch of the racetrack. I don't care if it's paved, if it's concrete, if it's rumble strip. Get the tires, all four of them right here, too. You're not kicking mud up, you're not trying hard enough. Hilly, a little squirrely over the curb as well.
In the background, O'Gorman under attack from Coutil.
Another car off. That's Lupfer. Oh, no, that's not Lupfer. Oh, it is Lupfer. He's off in the dirt, and he's in the fence at the exit of turn 3. Lupfer looped it. Coutil continues to try to track down Tom O'Gorman, and
I imagine this is going to be an easy pass as well. That's significant damage to O'Gorman's car.
Yeah, these guys are buddies in real life. I know Tom's driven Eric's car quite a few times around Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio, and more. And both competed against, well, not directly against each other in GLTC, but have shared the racetrack together. Also, both fellow Ohioans. Is that how you say it? Ohioans? I don't know what the term is, but they're buddies. I'll say that. John D. Allen right now looks really good, but DJ Alessandrini under attack from Tranter, door to door down the back straight.
Yeah, they made some door-to-door contact heading down here. Alessandrini really making a lot of errors, and here comes Houseal going up the inside of the 11 on the front straightaway.
And Justin Hilly licking his chops. He smells blood in the water right now as he sees these guys battling in front of him.
If you dare make it through turn one, I wouldn't.
Which lane do you choose here? Who's going where? Rewind for a moment. They make contact. Dive down into one.
And somehow they don't wreck through there. The 11 really got bullied out of the way from Houseal.
Coutil and Tom O'Gorman side by side for 7. Oh! No! Hooked into the fence. Hard impact for the 82. And Tomo continues.
Yeah, that thing is beat up.
Yeah, that car is going to be done.
So is this car. Well, actually, not bad with the tire barrier, but
here's another look.
Coutil just thought he was clear here.
Yeah, and just kind of, and they hook together. Wow. Tire barrier for the 82. And he's off again. I think he's just pulled off.
Might have pushed the wheel and got smacked down. So it's going to end his night early, or at least this race early.
5.5 minutes left to go. John D. Allen leads the way. Look at Hilly taking a look at Houseal. Into Hawthorne Bend, side by side, both cherry red Miatas and a big slide for the 48.
That's going to make him lose and drop back into 6th as Tranter jumps in out of him.
Tranter's dragging a wheel off course. And again, these cars, it's all about momentum. And whether that's staying on course or whether that's dropping 4 wheels and sliding through the grass like you're running stadium super trucks, momentum is king here in these things.
That would be entertaining to see here.
Well, back when we ran stadium super trucks, Tomo ran them straight through the S's at Coda. So
yeah, I was gonna say we ran the Indy course with those here. I want to see them go around the Grand Prix layout up and down the hills.
That would be fun.
That would be entertaining.
That sure would be. I think Jeremy Swenson's gone around.
Oh yeah, he's got some damage to the right rear of that car.
Yeah,
he's running the All-Star.
Yeah, he's been running for a little while, and take a look at how exactly this happened. I wonder if he dropped a wheel on exit. Caught the left rear tire and tank slapper into the wall.
Yeah, that's gonna knock something out of alignment.
A lot of things out of alignment. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Allen has led the majority of this race. He's led 5 of the 7 laps that we've run so far. Hartley all over him.
And with all the chaos that happened third on back, it's pretty much separated these front 2 out to pretty much just themselves.
Nose to tail now. It becomes a chess match. And the average speed of John D. Allen on his best lap, 87 miles an hour, and that doesn't really seem like a whole lot when you consider driving on the highway in the middle of nowhere, but when you're slinging a car around an old Air Force base,
I mean,
it's pretty quick.
he seems pretty fast on the highway, too, especially in the Miata.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Speed ticket for that.
Can't give you the ticket if they can't catch you. I wouldn't try running into Miata.
Yeah, that's probably not the best.
If I got Luke's car, maybe I'd go for that. But
Oh, yeah.
they got to see you first to be able to pull you over in the first place. Over the curbs, big time for the 33. Now on the attack on the 22 of John D. Allen. No challenge from Alessandrini or Tranter, but if these two get frisky, that could draw the one car back into the fight.
Yeah, that's why if I was Hartley, I would honestly wait till the last lap and try to make a move on Allen, because it's just you two at the moment. If you start a fight, that one car is going to come back in the picture. We always know Alessandrini's in front.
3 laps to go, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here at Brands Hatch in race 7 of 8 in this series. Of course, the final round. And again, we'll have a top 10 invert. The driver that's looking the best for that right now is Chris DeShong. He's back in 10th. Tom O'Gorman right now will start in 4th with that field invert. So he's looking forward to race number 2 here in just a couple minutes. Slide for the 22 out of turn 2. Hartley still behind him, but neither of these drivers can really gain any advantage.
And actually, looking at the lap times last time too, Hartley and Allen ran pretty similar lap times. Alessandrini, on the other hand, ran 2/10 faster.
Gonna jump back a little deeper in the field. Andrew Abbott in the 25.
Ooh,
Jacob Price up the inside. Yep, he's gonna send him off course, and Kristoff takes a look but can't quite fill the gap. Ryan Kristoff has got to be at least decently happy with tonight.
Starting 22nd up into 16th. At least game position.
At least he hasn't crashed. I think that's what he's looking forward to, is just making it through this race.
Well, Elias Roman, I think he's ran into some trouble. Speed went down to 0.
Oh yeah, he's gone around. He was running inside the top 10. Was there contact potentially?
I think he might just throw it in here too far.
It was Austin Barnes, I think, that was behind him. Drives off into the corner, and oh yeah, just overdrove the corner, got the right rear tire off, and slipped around. Throughout the rest of the field, most drivers are relatively single-filed out, so we're going to jump back towards the front, and John D. Allen is in the grass everywhere.
He's able to keep up the momentum, though, so Hartley really can't do anything. As he comes back to the line, oh boy. 2
laps to go now here at Brands Hatch. Oh, actually, it's going to be real close.
That's what I was going to say, I don't know.
Real close. Are we going to get 2 laps or 1? I think 1.
Well, here's the line.
Oh, it'll totally be 1. There's no way. It should be white flag this time by.
Well, you know, iRacing is a little bit iffy when you get close like this, so I would race like it's the final lap just in case, but never know.
Yeah, when it gets real close like this, sometimes the timing and scoring tells me one thing and the sim does another. So my bet is that this is white flag, and Hartley is all over John D. Allen now, putting pressure on him through the first sector.
A little bit off onto that concrete, trying to use every inch of track, every inch that they can use.
Don't overdrive. And neither of these drivers is likely to do that.
Here comes Hartley trying to gets a little bit out sideways, now it's going to kill his momentum.
Slipstream now. That's what Hartley's going to be focusing on. Use that Miata in front of him to break the wind and go through.
I don't think he's got enough of a toe to make him move down to Hawthorne. You see, he's just a little bit too far back.
He's there, but he can't get the pass done. Running out of corners.
Allen going a little bit wide, pushing himself. Could make a mistake here in these final few corners.
John D. Allen, a Spec MX-5 Challenge driver. He's run Global MX-5 Challenge. He's run these cars for hundreds of hours. Hartley's probably got thousands of hours in these cars. 20 seconds left in this race. Is this going to be it? Coming back to the checkers. Robert Hartley all over John D. Allen into the final corner. Is he going to make a move? To driver's left he goes. Final corner. Hartley to the outside.
And he's going to do a switch back here on the front straightaway, trying to build up a run. I don't know.
Checkered flag. Here it is, to the line. John D. Allen, Robert Hartley, drag race to the line. Who gets there first? John D. Allen gets it. What was the margin? 58 thousandths of a second. What a finish.
Yeah, how about that?
We're not done yet, though. How about this big battle here for 10th?
Train of cars led by Austin Barnes.
To the checkered flag for them as well.
10th on back here.
Val DiPietro's in there in the 102. Jacob Price, Andrew Abbott, Ryan Kristoff. They all come on through. Jumping back a little bit deeper in the field, Kevin Glass in the 83. Chasing down Brad Adams in the 69. That's a brightly colored car. That's making me a little dizzy, to be honest. And he comes on through for 18th. Max Lutfer, he spun around in the middle stages of the race. He'll come through just outside the top 20. Rob Wilkinson went around off of no one but himself. He got a little bit of hit from Tom O'Gorman, but just a slip.
It's all to get more damage.
He might have had an incident farther back in the field. But how about John D. Allen holding off Robert Hartley? That is not an easy feat. He gets it done.
Really impressive racing. Really great job holding on there. I thought Hartley might have had something for him, but not quite enough.
Let's take a look at your race results as John D. Allen comes back around to celebrate. 9 laps completed, only 1 lead change. It was a swap between Hartley and Allen, and from that change, Allen led all the remaining laps. Allen, Hartley, Alessandrini, that is pretty much the podium that you would come to expect with a field stacked like this. And Ryan Kristoff, a 16th place finish. Maybe not a top 10, but he's certainly got to be satisfied with getting one of these races finished for once after the season that he has had. So, we're not done yet. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a short break. We're going to talk to your podium finishers. Then we're going to go and do race number 2. Same thing all over again, except we're setting the grid of race 2 from the finishing order of race 1 with the top 10 inverted. So your pole sitter for race 2 will be the 51 of Austin Barnes. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back live to the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour and Sim TV. We're here now with Austin Barnes, who finished 10th in race number 1. Austin, you're going to be the pole sitter for race 2. You have to be holding off a hard-charging trio of Allen, Hartley, Alessandrini, and more. How are you going to do it?
I have no idea. I botched both of my hot laps in qualifying and had to start, I think, 32nd, and just seemed to be like I was a wrecking ball going up through the field there, and managed to luck my way into a 10th place there somehow at the end. So I'll start first, but these guys are all so fast. I chalked it up to having 0 chance, but by some miracle, maybe I can do like I did in the Stadium Truck Series and block the heck out of everybody and keep them behind me.
So race number 2, 15 minutes again. So is there any kind of mindset adjustment from starting a little bit more towards the middle of the field versus starting at the front, or do you approach it the same way and just kind of run things a little bit backwards?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. That first race, like I said, I just knew as many spots as I get early on would be better off for me, and then luckily I just kept picking off cars, and cars kept crashing, so I got to my front there. But starting first now, I don't really have to try and deal with anybody in front of me. I just got to deal with what's behind me. So if I'll just try and, maybe pace there at the start, I'm sure all the guys behind me will be quicker, and I could get a little gap early somehow and let them chase me down. But if not, I'm just going to be blocking my heart out, and if somebody tries to get by, I'm going to make it really tough on them.
All right, Austin Barnes will be the pole sitter for race 2. Good luck out there. Eyes out front.
Hey, you.
Absolutely. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump to break again here in just a minute. But before we go, we'll roll through our race results one final time. And your analysis after that race, Finney, and it seems like it's pretty challenging to make that pass. So do you think Hartley learned anything? Again, he's pretty much all but locked up the championship. So is he learning anything? Is he going to be more aggressive in race 2, do you think?
I mean, if you locked up the championship, I guess might as well, right? And wouldn't really hurt. I mean, obviously, I guess don't do anything stupid that would make the championship be taken away from you, but definitely, I guess he has more options available to him. He doesn't have to worry about points and getting those points. So you can just kind of feel free to do as you please to try and be more aggressive to take the lead away.
All right, we're going to be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, so just hang tight. When the music stops, we'll be back for race number 2 of the Grid Life iRacers, round number 4. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
To most, driving is just a mundane task between point A and point B. Nothing more. It's the frustration of traffic at 8 a.m. The feeling of a long ride. The car? Just a tool. It's supposed to be practical, reliable, and fast. But the speed is really the reason cars exist. Born out of a necessity to make that A to B trip just a little bit faster. Some have a deeper connection with cars. Found somewhere in the bond of man and machine, a desire to be part of something bigger than yourself. It's the extension of mind and body to something more exciting than just another appliance. And these people never cared about practicality or reliability. To them, the only thing that matters is speed. We're born with a competitive nature, part of a biological necessity that has not yet worn off with time. People have raced for thousands of years, and that competition has transcended history and found its way to the industrial age. Railroads raced to build across the country, replacing the horses whose strength is still used as a benchmark for power today. And as personal vehicles became popular, the railroads died off. What once was the quickest way across the country became snail's pace in comparison. The interstate highway system expanded and cars populated every driveway. And the competition between types of transport quickly transitioned into the race to have the fastest car. Bragging rights. Manufacturers like Porsche, Ferrari, and BMW emerged in auto racing, each trying to one-up the other. Building engines became an arms race. Who could build the fastest dinosaur-powered legs? So while the passion for cars has died for most, there are still people that are fascinated by racing. The sights, the sounds, the smell of burning rubber and spent race fuel lingering in the air, this is what attracts us to the sport of auto racing. We are empowered by drivers that climb in impossibly fast cars and put everything on the line for the sake of competition. Drivers who know that one slip-up can lead to disaster. And for the longest time, wishing to be a race car driver was just a childhood dream. All we could ever be was a spectator. Opportunities? Limited and expensive. Reserved only for the who's who of the racing world. Until now.
Welcome back live to Sim TV. We're here for the final race of the season for the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour here from Brands Hatch. And Finian, we've seen Robert Hartley pretty much dominate this series from start to finish. And he has officially locked out the championship, so he is your 29. Ooh, that was a big hit. Your 2019 Grid Life iRacers UK Tour season champion. He was right here. That's number 33. He did it.
He was sitting in the track, able to move out of the way. But yeah, he's done a really solid job in the race. Unfortunately, I mean, I didn't really get to see him in the other 3 rounds. I imagine he did really well.
He did really well. Spoiler alert. He amassed more points than everybody else to the point where he has locked out the second place driver, I believe is still Hilly. The maximum points you can gain in one race is 25, and Hartley cannot possibly lose that ground in this one final race. So Hartley is your season champion. Congratulations to Robert Hartley. But for everybody else, it's still time to go win a race, and it's your last opportunity in this car.
I imagine we might see some guys be a little bit crazier this race. Again, last race of this season. Again, obviously they're starting on another season after this, but with this car and at this track, I mean, might as well go for something, right?
All right, so here's a look at, this is all just practice right now, but your practice leaderboard is up on screen. Jeremy Swenson right now with a 141.0 is currently the quickest one out there. And he had a little bit of a rough time in race number 1, so trying to recover from that and give it another go. And again, in Grid Life, he operates a very high horsepower, very high downforce Corvette. I think it's a Z06. Pretty sure. It's a big Corvette. It's a nice bright red Corvette, and it's awful fast. I know that. I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to meet Jeremy Swenson in person. I believe he was at Midwest. I don't know if he was at Grid Life South. We didn't go find him. Well, we do want to thank the Grid Life guys for bringing us out this year to Grid Life Midwest at Gingerman Raceway in South Haven, Michigan, as well as Grid Life South in Road Atlanta in this past August. That was some life-changing experiences, and I was joking with the guys earlier that it probably already cost me about tens of thousands of dollars because they're going to have me hooked on racing, and they already did. The second I climbed in with Tomo in a Drift Civic, I was hooked. So, thanks and no thanks. Take a look at our track conditions. We didn't really get a chance to look at conditions earlier.
Fairly warm, 97 degrees, nothing really to write home about. It's not dangerously hot. Could be worse. For reference, the hottest I've seen in iRacing was recent. 150
something?
Yeah, 152 at Charlotte.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was amazed that they didn't wreck there. It was so hot. But yeah, so could be worse, could be 50 degrees worse, but for these guys, relatively cool by comparison.
Oh, that's what this corner's called. I saw you posted a camera called Druids. I had no idea where the hell it was on the track, so I didn't want to click it until I knew where it was. Oh, so apparently, according to Adam Jabay, Jeremy just de-supercharged his vet. So it's a big naturally aspirated build now. No, I'm on board with that, because Corvette racing right now is all on board with the whole turbocharging thing. And I'm on board with naturally aspirated engines because I like the sounds.
Yeah, it's really good. It suck. Like I don't mind I wouldn't mind the mid-engine layout that they put. I think that's fine, especially considering that the original creator or one of the original designers for the Corvette was planning on having a mid-engine. But A, swapping to a V6 and B, a twin turbocharged V6.
Look, here's the thing. I'm totally fine with the new Corvette in many ways, but the two things that drive me crazy is the fact that it doesn't come with a manual transmission, because that's almost like a requirement if you're going to build a... what are you looking at? You look confused.
No.
Okay, you're listening to me and you look confused.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it had a manual.
No manual. Just like the Supra. The Supra gets the same ding from me, Jackie ding, gets the same ding off the score for not having a manual. I don't care about how fast the automatic is. It doesn't interest me. The other thing I dislike is the styling. I think it looks cool. I just don't think it looks as elegant as the C7. I mean, if you just look from a design standpoint of where the lines go, it's a total mess of just stuck-on vents and trying to make things look cool and
C7
edgy,
was best looking Corvette.
And the best sounding Corvette.
Yeah, it
was so good.
Beautiful car, especially compared to the C6. C6 looks kind of like happy and campy. The C7 looks like it'll bite your head off and murder your family.
Yeah, well. The only other thing I really enjoyed was the 7-speed manual. I thought that was really cool. I don't really think they were the first ones to bring a 7-speed manual. I think they were certainly
one of the few cars that have a 7-speed.
I know there's a couple Astons. I think there's a couple Porsches that have a 7-speed as well. They're usually what's the word for them? There's a word for like having the first gear down and to the left rather than up and to the left.
Weird.
I can't remember what the word is. But yeah, so It is what it is. Anyway, so 35 seconds left in the warm-up here. No qualifying. We go straight to grid. And again, it'll be just shy of 40 cars. I think we got, what, 35? And same order as they finished from race 1, except we're going to invert the top 10. We're already making people angry in chat because they think, I mean, they just disagree, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know Spire wants to build a new manual, but that's the problem.
Well,
you know, isn't it?
Yeah. Look,
I understand
it's a
why
cool
they
car.
don't.
I get it. I'm probably being too harsh on it, but I like the Supra, styling-wise, though. I think the Supra looks nice.
I understand why no manufacturer wants to build a manual, but it does suck.
Also, have you seen Jackie Ding's new build since he crashed his other one?
No.
It's awesome.
Really?
It's cooler than it was before. I mean, his first one was not stock, but it looks
Hopefully
relatively
it doesn't
stock.
crash the new one now.
Well, do you see how he was driving it? We were joking on the stream at Road Atlanta how crazy he was driving that thing, dragging dirt, you know, jumping curbs, and a couple weeks later ends up in the fence. Well, nothing. I mean, it was just a simple mistake.
That's
Weather
a
change.
Lot of cloud.
A lot of clouds.
See, now it
and
actually
track temp up to 103.
Now it actually does look like the UK.
Yeah, sure does.
Cloudy
Well, it needed to
depressing.
rain for the UK.
Yeah.
iRacing, bring that, please.
Looks cloudy and depressing.
Give it a couple months. So, guess who's on pole? Austin Barnes in the 51. Finished 10th in race 1, and now the clouds have come over. But for Austin Barnes, he sees a rainbow ahead. That's glory at the end, or the golden pot at the end of the thing. Is that the saying? I don't know if that's the saying.
Golden pot at the end of the thing.
Whatever. Shut up. Oh, man. Whatever. Hey, Reese Everard, he's brand new to the series. He's running third. Can we get back serious for 2 seconds? All right. So Reese Everard is sitting in third, and a couple people in chat that knew who Reese was. And again, he's mighty fast, and this is, I believe, his first, might be his second escapade here in the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour. Final race of the season, race number 8, round 4. Here we go. Barnes on the pole, waiting for the green lights. There they are. Green flag flies, and we're racing at Brands Hatch. "35 cars strong down into turn 1. The 51 claws for the inside curb. He's there.
Everyone going over the curbing down into Druids for the first time.
That's a big field of Miatas.
And actually a cleaner start than race number 1, which is quite surprising.
These guys are way more talented than they give them their own selves credit for. I don't think a whole lot of people could do this. And as I say that, we've got Rob Wilkinson off. He's gone for a slide, and race 1 didn't go well. Neither has race 2 thus far. Now down, heading towards Hawthorne Bend. Barnes leads the way. DeShong in second. Everard third. Tom O'Gorman sits in fourth in his number 194.
We saw paint schemes in the middle of the, of the session.
It sure did. 3 wide for the lead down into Hawthorne Bend. Look at this.
Oh, that's not going to work. And indeed, they're going to file it out. Mostly single file. Ooh,
Oh,
O'Gorman
slide!
sideways and in the grass. That's some damage to that car as well.
Yeah, Tomo off. We got left front damage again. Right to the inside. Oh, we got the car off. And Barnes is off. He's in the fence.
Oh, that's unfortunate. After starting on pole, he's going to end it in the wall.
Catil's also gone off as well. So a number of drivers showing as out here early down into the penultimate corner. And it is Reese Everard with the lead. DeShong in second. House Seal charges a third, bringing Jack Tranter and Tomo with him.
Gorman now looking in behind House Seal. It's a mess down for first
Oh,
place.
slide on the brakes. To the outside goes the 21. 3 wide, the 11 of Jack Tranter to the inside. Banging doors at the finish line. Who leads the first lap? It's going to be the 21 of Everard by a nose.
And almost 4 wide down the front straightaway. Not done yet. Here we go. 3 wide, 4 wide.
Not
for
gonna
second
work.
To turn 1.
Oh, that's not going to work, guys. And sliding is the 21. Tags Tom
Oh.
DJ. And they all wadded up at the exit of turn 1. And Alessandrini's torn up, so is Everard. DeShong got caught up in it. And more cars off in Druids. But Jack Tranter's got the lead, and Tom O'Gorman has cycled the second.
Tranter's now going to do everything he can to drive away from everyone else, but it's going to be a tall order, especially when you know the pace that O'Gorman has. I'm sure he's not too happy to he got his car damaged yet again.
Yeah, so Jack Tranter, in practice, these past couple weeks has been incredibly fast, but you have to hold off a professional, Finney, and Tom O'Gorman is no slouch in any car that he gets into, and he might self-deprecate himself just a little bit in iRacing, but he's so good, and he doesn't give himself enough credit. There's been some more drivers that have reset back to the pits, and now Justin Hilly, just shy of the championship this time around, but running in third place right now. Robert Hartley, who has already won the championship, just looking for a race victory, a couple spots behind John D. Allen, Ken Houseel, and Hilly.
Looks like we found some calm in the storm, and that's been this race for now.
Well, there's
everyone's starting to get bunched back together.
a couple other drivers towards the rear of the field have had incidents. James Kennevan and Toyer also have had issues. Ryan Kristoff is off track this lap as well, but Jack Tranter leads this race. What's he going to run across the start-finish line for lap time? It's going to be a 140.065. Tomo a 140.465. So a gain for the 11 that time through.
Stacked up in behind them, Allen working past Houseel for 4th place. See most people entering Druids there. Pretty much single file from Allen back to around Jacob Price. In that second group, but the lead group consists of Tranter, O'Gorman, and Hilly as they try to fight it out for the win.
So, 3-car breakaway, John D. Allen now in 4th. He was just shy of getting that, or he did win the first race. It was Robert Hartley right behind him that couldn't quite get there. And look at Houseel dirt tracking again at the exit of turn 4.
And now he's going to be side by side with Hartley. Hartley's got the run and the momentum. He's going to blow past the 23.
Single file line for these guys now. Tomo's damage, I wonder if that's going to hurt him at all here. It looks like he might be understeering. He's run off course a couple times. That's not insignificant damage either. He started back in 4th. He's up to 2nd. Hilly in 6th, up to 3rd, but Jack Tranter 7th to 1st, and only a lap, and he got it done.
Interesting seeing what their next lap times are as they come through the line, but O'Gorman made up a lot of times in these last few corners.
So we started with 35. We're down to 27 cars running on the racetrack right now. So that tells you the first half a lap was quite clean. From there, a lap and a half of chaos. But Tranter's going to lead lap 3.
Oh, no!
Oh, he's out of control! He slides through the final corner. Can he save it? No! Into the concrete.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
And Tom O'Gorman gifted the lead. Tranter with a horrible mistake in the final corner. And again, we're going to go back and look at that replay of that whole 5-wide situation at the end of the race. But Truss drops the wheel off, and around he goes.
And was not able to save it.
Oh, man, it would have hit. Turns over the lead to Tomo in the 194. Justin Hilly right behind him.
These two pretty much left by themselves. Allen and Hartley are quite a bit
so
ways back.
Yeah, so here's the thing, though, is that John D. Allen and Robert Hartley, this is a wicked combination, bump drafting together to get their way back up there. I know Brands Hatch isn't typically a track where bump drafting's all that useful, but these two are going to be the fastest cars on the track for the next 5 or 10 laps, or next 5 laps, rather. That's all we have about left. But the front two only have a 1.5 seconds of gap. Is that going to be enough to hang on? And Hartley looks like he wants to get by Allen right now to think John D. might give it up, but side by side through Hawthorne Bend.
Not going to be catching them at this rate.
Yeah, I lied. He's not going to give it up.
Gonna make the pass in the grass.
Jacob Price, Elias Roman side by side. A little wide for the 99, but he gets it back on course and gets the pass done around the outside. Jorge Ortiz has gone back to the pits with crash damage. And now, can Justin Hilly beat Tom O'Gorman? These two drivers here are probably some of the most equal I've seen in iRacing in this UK Tour. They are always on top of each other in pace in the practices. And Tomo's going to have a lot of work to do, though, because that draft is going to help Hilly for the lead. 8 minutes to go. Bump drafting down the front straight.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is exactly what they should be doing, just working together, get away from the rest of the field, and they can just be left by themselves to fight it out.
Yeah, co-opetition.
Yeah.
Work together until you don't have to.
Especially with the threat that is Allen and Hartley behind them, even Houseel, too.
Andrew Abbott down the inside of Jacob Price. That's for 7th. He made the pass. Got it done. Into Druids now, and Price dropping down the order just a little bit. Where did he start? Back in 14th, so a big climb forward, now slowly losing spots backwards. And best lap time so far. John D. Allen doesn't even have one recorded because he's been off track too many times. But take a look at Robert Hartley's best time, a 140.224. That's better than O'Gorman's, but when they come back through and get a full lap in, I guarantee you that 33 might be a touch quicker than the drivers in front of him.
I have to see. Keep an eye on these drivers every single lap. Yeah, Allen and Hartley making up a second after the last load. They continue this pace, they should be back there, but again, that's if they continue this pace.
So how long, if you're Hilly, how long do you work together? I mean, I say you got to work together to the end because they just made up a half a second, the duo behind them.
They're catching them at quite a bit of rate. Honestly, I think it's not going to matter.
Oh, they're both off,
so
though.
hard.
Way off course.
That might be a little bit too much.
They still made up a ton of time, though. It's all about carrying momentum. And they're using every inch of racetrack to do it.
Now here comes Hartley with the pass up the inside of Johnny Allen into the final corner.
Yeah, with how fast these two cars are, I don't think these two have to work together. I mean, they're fast enough on their own that they can even battle a little bit and still maybe catch this front duo. And how Seal drops a wheel in the exit of the corner, and he keeps it on. He's still inside the top 5 for the top spot, though. Hilly down the inside for the lead, and pass complete.
He figured now's the time to go. Clean pass for the 48. Does O'Gorman respond down into Drudes? Nope, he's going to sit him behind.
And now what can Tomo learn from the 48? And he got the lead from him the first time with the car spinning out in front of him. Can he get it back? Well, Reese Everard has just gone back to the pits. I wonder, as he had an issue. He was right behind Brad Adams in the 69, heading down into 1. Here's what happened.
This is around for 12th place. Whoa.
Driver's kind of miscommunicating on the available road there, I think. That was a fast place to go off, and that'll be night over for the 21. 5 minutes left in this race. Tomo in second, Robert Hartley in third, and closing quickly and bringing John D. Allen with him. It's a 2-car fight at the front. It's about to double and be a 4-car fight. Hartley has already won the championship. There's nothing more for him to win other than one last race and get it done here at Brands Hatch. Tomo winless so far. I think he's winless so far. He might have gotten one, snuck one in there somewhere. Justin Hilly in front of him, a bit of a slide on exit. Now look at this. Look at how much time they gain in that middle sector.
They're pretty much there at this point now. It's now a 4-way fight for the lead.
199 laps, and it all comes down to this. There's a car quote.
That'll be a long race.
Sure would be. Here's Tomo with a run down into turn 1. Trading spots, and Tomo O'Gorman back to the lead. Hilly tries to respond on exit, but they have officially brought Hartley and Allen right back into the mix. And Allen rather, is going to dive into 2 and try to grab the spot from Hartley, but driver's left's where you want to be for turn 3.
Not quite clear of Hartley, and Hartley going to be side by side. And as you said, Hartley's going to have the advantage here, and they're both lost a little bit of time now to the 2 guys ahead fighting side by side.
And can Houseel get back in this mix?
I was going to say, they continue to fight at this rate. Houseel might be a factor here.
4 minutes to go. Next time by, it'll be 2 laps to go when we get back, and this should be actually 2 laps. I think the pace has slowed a little bit, so compared to race 1, so we should get 2 full laps and to make it a 9-lap race instead of an 8-lapper.
Johnny Allen riding in behind. I'm curious when his time's going to strike. His time to strike is going to be. I think he's going to pretty much have to start going at the get-go.
Yeah, Tomo was off. So was John D. Allen. There's no track limits here. I mean, you might as well. If the grass is usable, might as well use it, right? No exit curb here. Nose to tail, now the accordion effect. Everyone's going to be pretty satisfied where they are right now. I think it's all about that chess match at 100 miles an hour. Where do you place your car? It becomes a strategy event.
Yep. Come back to the line. It's going to be 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the board. And John D. Allen moving left to let Hartley on through. Maybe to fight him more. Hilly in behind Tomo. Defensive line into 1 for the 194. Down the hill. Hartley just squeezes on through.
He cut that close, almost to the point where they both wrecked down into Druids now. And no driver really gaining on the other. Wow. Hartley just leaving it all out there in the grass.
Yeah, they are sure. They look like Global MX-5 drivers at COTA right now with all the runoff they're using.
So I don't think Brands had to be happy with
no.
the racing.
Well, virtual grass is a lot easier to replant. And virtual cars a lot easier to replace. So you get a little bit more creative, we'll say, with the track limits around here. For second place, Hilly being challenged by Robert Hartley. And now this is O'Gorman's worst nightmare right now, is to see this 33, because he knows how good Hartley is.
Yeah, this should be an easy pass for Hartley. Indeed, even Hilly's going to let him slot into line before Hawthorne. Now Hartley only has 1 more driver to get past with a lap and a half remaining.
You remember, Hartley started back in 10th, or actually 9th rather, on the start of race 2. He's charged his way to 2nd. No significant battles going on behind. It is for the lead that we're watching right now. 2 minutes to go. Next time by will be the white flag lap. Hartley drags the wheel off at the exit of the corner, sets himself up, but nowhere to go right now on Tamo. I think turn 1, or maybe into Druids, will be his best opportunity. Will he wait longer, do you think?
I don't know. Well, I know who isn't waiting. It's Allen looking to the outside of Hilly down into the final corner. Here they come, coming to the white flag.
Yeah, that's a strange place to try to make a pass on the outside. Ooh, Hartley dragged his left rear tire off. That's where we saw Jack Tranter make a mistake earlier across the line. White flag one more time around Brands Hatch, last lap of the season. Can Tom O'Gorman get it done, or will Hartley put the cap on a fantastic season?
A little bit wide for Hartley, who's going to run way out wide, and that's going to open the door for Allen on Hilly in behind. Battle for 3rd place as he's going to make a deep dive on the brakes, going to get the spot.
Yeah, Allen through to 3rd, Hartley to 2nd. Final lap. 2.4 miles left, and O'Gorman leads the way.
Imagine Hartley's going to have to try to set up a run down to Hawthorne. That's going to be his best shot in the remaining part of the lap. Maybe the final or second to last corner, but that's about it.
Defensive line, I'm sure Tamo's going to take it, but it sets you up to get past on the next corner. So what you do on the back straightaway here might determine whether or not you win this race. Even if Hartley's not intending on making a pass, but he's going to have a great run. Down the back straightaway, Hartley looks to driver's left.
He's got the run. They're going to be pretty much equal side-by-side advantage to O'Gorman on the inside lane.
Around the outside, Hartley. Can he do it around the outside in a double right-hander? They
Whoa!
crash! They're bumping doors through the corner. The 30's going to get turned. Tomo's going to go through to 2nd. And John D. Allen gathers it up, but he's way off course.
Wow, he somehow did not hit the tire barrier. That's going to end his chances of it. Meanwhile, Hartley driving off into the distance.
Yeah, that was all but sealed the deal for Robert Hartley with those two getting together. Running out of space for 2nd place. Still being hotly contested. One more corner for Hartley. This will mean he wins the championship, and he'll get a 2nd in race 1, and a checkered flag waves for a victory in race number 2. Robert Hartley wins the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour, not only the championship, but the final race. Tomo comes home 2nd, Hilly in 3rd, Howe Seal 4th, and John D. Allen in 5th.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some weird netcode when those guys are side by side.
They had a spatial disagreement.
Well, the server had, I think, spatial disagreement. It was really weird because they were running perfectly side by side, and then they just started colliding. Didn't really look like they moved into each other, but looking at Alessandrini back in 13th for him.
Yeah, so that was not 13th with that car, by the way. Not too shabby, I must say. Most of the action in this one was out up front. Robert Hartley gets it done. Not only the champion, but a race winner here as well. Here's a look at your race results. A little bit bigger win margin this time through, but we'll go back and watch not only that 5 wide instance down into turn 1, but also that last lap moment there. So stay with us for just one moment as Hartley gets to celebrate his championship and his race win. Well, he's not going to do any burnouts. All right, let's go back and let's first take a look at the turn 1 calamity that we all saw. And as far as I know, that was Catil's. Or no, not Catil's. Those were Alessandrini dropped down the order. Let's first find DJ. We'll find what lap was real slow. It was lap number 2. And this is crazy, Finian. How about this? Take a look.
I need to ride on board with the chopper cam.
Yeah, this is... We're 3 wide. DJ on the inside. Is that Barnes up the middle? Who's that up the middle? I think that's
Barnes.
Look at this. This is crazy. Jack Tranter out front. And so how does this all get started? I think it's Tomo in the 94 and maybe... the 21 of Everard gets turned off the nose of that red machine in the middle. And he's going to spin, and then he's going to collect DJ, and they're both going to go spinning back across traffic.
And DJ was almost clear, but just gets clipped at the end.
Oh, that was the 41. That was DeShong in that car. Not the 51 had already kind of eliminated himself at this point. And they get together. No one else really got in that collision. It was really just that group of cars. But how about this? How this set up, this whole straightaway leading up to this.
Yeah, I was with 41 just getting wide in the corner. That pushed the 22 out. Tranter through the grass.
We got to ride on board with him through that whole thing. That was crazy what he did. He went to the lead off that pass. Down into 1 and it goes all wrong. It's a lot of cars in a small space. Wow. All right, we're going to ride on board with Jack Tranter as he's set up this crazy last corner maneuver. 41 of Deshaun gets into the 21 of Everard and sees a gap. It's grass, but he goes for it. Wow.
Artificial grass then it turned into real grass and was just able to squeeze his way on by for the lead.
And we're going to watch this off the rear bumper here.
See how close it was. The 21 just came in a little bit too much.
Oh, and DJ almost got through and spun through the gap, and that's where Deshaun got collected. And I think How Seal had a good view of this as well, so we'll watch on board his view. Then we'll go back and watch that last lap. He goes to the outside. He was already in the gravel here for a moment, and then the 41's just going to tag the 21. And watch this. Whoa. Got it done. So now let's fast forward a couple laps towards the end of the race and watch that final lap amongst the leaders.
There you go. You have to go back another.
Thank you. So how did this all get started? I think really it was Tomo and Alan. Let's see. This is a hard area to get video of because of the trees around here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rewind a little bit more. Started out of Hawthorne.
So here we go. So here, maybe does Hilly get a good view of this? Maybe we can ride on board with the 48. Yeah.
So out of this corner here.
So John DeAllen's gonna get a great run. He goes to driver's left to Tomo here. Oh, they just
That was net code.
And then Tomo just tags him and. No one really crashed. I mean, I know when John DeAllen slipped back, no one really crashed. It was just kind of people running out of space.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've got all that figured out, whew. How about that? 5 lead changes in that race. What a race. There was only 9 laps.
Yeah, that's...
5 lead changes in 9 laps is pretty darn good. And that's only lead changes at the start-finish line, so that's what that was all about. Stay with us for one more minute. We're going to go to break, grab your race winner, your champion, and more. And also stick around for a couple more minutes to get a little bit of a teaser as to what next season for the Grid Life iRacers League holds in store. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back live to the last race of the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour here on Sim TV. We're here now with second place finisher Tom O'Gorman in the number 194 car. Tom led some laps in this one, but it all kind of slipped away in the closing moments. Did you drive any differently seeing Hartley approaching, or are you just kind of hanging on for dear life there?
No, I'm definitely hanging on for dear life. And the nice part about these MX-5s is I'm slow enough in this top group. I can hang on with the draft, and if I end up in the lead, I'm slow enough at every apex that no one knows what to do with me. So that's kind of how I ended up at the front for as long as I did. But I kind of expected to be fourth, and pretty happy to be second after, I'm barely a top 10 on pace, but to run up towards the front is okay.
So on lap number 2, we're actually kind of watching a slow motion replay of all this. There was that kind of chaotic moment down in turn number 1 where kind of everyone got together. When you're looking in your mirrors and you see cars on your left and right, and you look at your relative and there's 10 cars around you, how carefully do you drive? How much trust do you have in your competitors when you're 3, 4, or 5 wide?
I'm on a single monitor, so I do my best to just be predictable and kind of stay on my own course. I have a decent idea of where everyone is around me. But the best thing I've found I can do is just be predictable and be under full control and not be overcommitted, which is how the incident between Eric and I happened. Is I was a little overcommitted on my line. I couldn't adjust to what he was doing. But given the circumstances of my visibility and my setup and everything, I do my best to just kind of like stay predictable and let people adjust to me. If that doesn't sound too bad.
All right. Hey, a second place for Tomo in the 194, fourth to second in race 2. Congrats. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Race winner and season champion of the Grid Life iRacers UK Tour, Robert Hartley. Robert, the MX-5 is like home to you on the iRacing service, and another championship goes to you. But this season, there was a lot of competition out there. First of all, congratulations, and walk us through your night, charging to that lead from 9th to 1st in race 2.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and yeah, you said it right. It's a lot of stiff competition. Well, the first lap there I was able to get through them crashes at the beginning, and that gave me 4 or 5 spots, and I just tried to work with John Allen and try to reel in them leaders, and it was 3 of them up front, I think, and the leader had a problem and crashed, and that's when me and John started to battle it out. We were swapping positions back and forth, trying to catch the leaders. And I got to him first and was able to get to the outside of Tom there. And John gave me the bump to clear him, and them two battled, and I got away for the win.
I was asking Tomo earlier about trusting the drivers around you, and when you're in a field of 35, 40 cars at these tight British racetracks, how much trust do you have in your fellow competitors? And can you gain trust in only a 15-minute race with someone that you've never raced against before?
Yeah, definitely. These guys, I think you could race side by side with any one of them in the top 10 especially. I mean, we was door handle, hats off to them. They drove great.
All right, for Robert Hartley, another successful season, another successful campaign in the Global MX-5 car. 2 peas in a pod, Hartley and the MX-5. Robert, congratulations. Thanks for joining us, and hope to see you around some more in the Grid Life iRacers League.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for interviews tonight, Finney, and couldn't find Justin Hilly, unfortunately. We'd like to talk to him, but we couldn't get a hold of him. So, conclusions. What a spectacular night of racing. I mean, there was a little bit of messy larryness here and there, but up front, some great racing. Tomo just shy of a victory in race 2. Hartley just shy of one in race 1, but Hartley was the champion after all of that. But I'm looking forward to next season because things are going to get, we're going to basically see a bigger dose of Murica. We'll say it that way. We'll see a little bit more addition of some horsepower, to say the very least. So looking forward to next season. It should start up in a couple weeks. Big fields, as always. I've heard that there'll be a little bit more, we'll be back across the pond the other way as well. So go prancing through the fields, all that horsepower. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Hey, we're not done quite yet before the Thanksgiving break. Tomorrow night, the Washington, D.C. region SCCA goes racing at VIR at the TCR and MX-5 cars. So make sure you join us right here on SimTV at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate every one of you. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button, hit that bell if you're interested in more iRacing action. We'll see you next time.